Alright, we are done with adding and subtracting fractions, but today we're going to move on to multiplying fractions. I actually think you'll think this is a little bit easier than adding and subtracting, so hopefully you'll think the same. Alright, we have 2/3 times 3/4. Hey, got that visual for you to see how it works. So imagine this is one bar, just like we've seen. I just made it a little bit larger for us this time. We're looking at 2/3. So first, let's break up this bar into 2/3. You can see we have 1/3, 2/3, and then we have the leftover here. So we have the 2/3 in the blue. Now what we're doing is we're multiplying that by 3/4. So what we want to do is we want to find 3/4 of 2/3. So we're going to break up this blue section into 4 different sections. And you can see now that blue section, 3 of them are green, 1 of them is blue. The 3 green is the 3/4 of the 2/3. And now we actually have our final answer. The green is our section. And then we have 3 greens. And how many different boxes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be 3/6. We can reduce this by dividing them both by 3. And you can see it's 1/2. And that looks exactly like 1/2. Now here's the quick and easy way. This is why I think it's easier. We don't have to use this visual every time. We can do just kind of 2 steps. What we do is we multiply the top numbers and we multiply the bottom numbers. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. That's a little bit different than the 3/6 bit we got, but we can reduce this because we can divide each number by 6. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2, which is equal to 1/2, which is exactly what we got down here. So we multiply the top numbers, and then multiply the bottom numbers, and we get 1/2. Let's do a number of these just to get some good practice at it. So we have 1/4 times 4/5. What we're going to do is multiply the top numbers first. 1 times 4 is equal to 4. Then we're going to multiply the bottom numbers. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. Now we can reduce this. 4 divided by 4, that becomes a multiple of 4. And that's 1/5. And we're done. So 1/5 is our answer. Let's do another one. Here we have 15 times 2/3. Now this one isn't a fraction, so what are we going to do with it there? We're going to rewrite this out, and we're going to write it as 15/1. Remember, if we division in a fraction is the same thing, and we can go 15 divided by 1. That's still equal to 15. So anytime you see a whole number, put it over 1. And now we have a set of fractions where we can go 15 times 2, that's equal to 30. And 1 times 3 is equal to 3. And we can reduce this, divide each one by 3, and that's equal to 10/1. And 10 divided by 1 is just 10. So anything over 1 is itself. We can set in our answer. We've also seen that in the problem. So we get 10 as our final answer. Now here we've mixed it up a little bit. We have a mixed number times another fraction. We can't multiply by a mixed number times a fraction. So what we have to do is we actually have to use create an improper fraction with this. This is the easiest way to do it, is to create an improper fraction. Some of you have seen the check method. And what we do is we go 2 times 4 plus 1. I think I might have a visual here for you. Yeah, there you go. So 2 1/4 is like this. You can see I can actually break each one up into fourths. And if you count all those, you'll see that we have 9 shaded regions. So we have 9 different 1/4 boxes, 9/4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. That's how we get our numerator. Denominator stays exactly the same. So now we have 9/4 times 3/5. Multiply the top numbers. 9 times 3 is 27. Multiply the bottom numbers, that's 20. Now we have an improper fraction here. I want to convert that back to a mixed number. So I'm going to go 27 divided by 20. 20 can go into 27 once. We subtract it and we get 7. And remember, to create that mixed number, we go this way. 1 and 7/20. 1 and 7/20. That's my answer. Let's do another one. Now we have two mixed numbers, so we're going to have to use that check method twice. Well, 3 times 5, that's 15, plus 3, that's 18, over 5. We have 1 times 12, that is 12, plus 1 is 13. So 18 times 13, multiplying those top numbers together, that's 24. Alright, and we get 234. Multiply the bottom numbers together, and we get 60. Alright, so now we have this mixed number. We need to convert, or this improper fraction, we need to convert it to a mixed number. So we go 234 divided by 60. 60 cannot go into 2, 60 cannot go into 23. It can go into 234, let's try 3 times. That would be 180, 454. So we'd end up with 3 and 54 over 60. Doing that right there. Now, we can actually reduce this. We can divide each of the top numbers by 2. And you'd get 3 and 27 over 30. You might recognize this and see that we can actually divide each of these by 3. I'm going to put my answer right over here in this corner. So the 3 stays the same, and we get 27, so 9 over 10, or 3 and 9/10. That is reduced all the way, and we are done. Alright. So 3 and 9/10 is my answer. I think we just have one more problem left. So we have 1.75 times 4 over 7. Remember, this can be a fraction sign. So let's rewrite these out. I'm going to write them both as fractions. If you remember how to write these as fractions, it would be 1 and 75 over 100, 1 and 75 hundredths, times 4 over 7. The best thing to do, especially when we multiply, is reduce everything all the way. You might see this if you think of quarters as 3 quarters. You can divide each of them by 25 to get that. So we go 1 and 3/4 times 4/7. Now we have an improper fraction, so that check mark, 1 times 4 is 4 plus 3. So that is 7 over 4 times 4 over 7. Multiply those top numbers, that's 28. Multiply the bottom numbers, that's also 28. And 28 over 28, or 28 divided by 28, is 1. And that's our answer. Hey, tomorrow I'm going to show you actually a shortcut in how we do this after we get some practice, and hopefully you'll think that's even easier. So have a good evening, and feel free to ask questions when you see me.